Hi, everyone, and welcome to the screencast for September 30th. Hope you're all having a good weekend. First off, schedule of the week. We have some hearing and vision going on this week. Looks like we have some set up in the afternoon on Monday, and then it really gets going all day on Tuesday, and it looks like our media center is closed. Wednesday, we have a staff meeting in the media center. Thursday, we have sandwich day, so looking forward to that. Friday is a busy day. We have a few different things going on. We have the tech team meeting in the media center, and ISST will also be sharing information about the ISST process for those that are interested. Stay tuned to which room that will be in. So a few different things happening this week. Lockdown information. Hey, we had our first lockdown last week. I thought it went pretty well. Just a couple things to keep in mind. Make sure that you, when the lockdown alarm goes off, check the hallway for students and staff to try to get them into the classrooms. So you poke your head out there, see who's there, pull in anybody, and then lock the door. Make sure that your window can be covered. There's different ways to do that. So I know some people have kind of folded up paper that they can let down to block that window. As I've said before, I'll try to follow up with messages every 5 minutes, just giving an update. If you are outside, make sure that you bring a walkie for classes out there. I know that can be problematic, but we're trying to do that. If there ever was a lockdown and you were outside, we would make that announcement on the walkie also, and you would head toward Transfiguration Church. So just a few things to remember, and overall I thought it went pretty well for the first one. Wanted to fill you in on our PBIS team meeting, which happened last week. One of the big things that we focused on was the behavior matrix for the hallway and bathrooms, really looking at your input from the post-it notes when we did that at a staff meeting. One of the themes that really came through was the importance of teaching the words, the vocabulary that it's in our matrix, especially with such an age difference between 5-year-olds and 11-year-olds. We try to wordsmith as much as we can, but I think we're really just going to have to be real systematic in how we teach our vocabulary on that matrix so that everybody understands what that means. One other idea we came up with, and I know a lot of schools do this, is having a school-wide voice level chart, maybe between 1 and 5, just so that when we're in the hallway, when we're at different places, we're all on the same page on that. We also talked about how PBIS does have some funding attached to it in buildings, and so that's something that we're excited to be able to tap into too. So we'll keep working on updating our matrix, and definitely we'll be bringing that back to staff so that you can see where we're at. But it's exciting to see what we're doing. Furniture replacement, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I know at our staff meeting last week, that definitely brings up some different feelings and making sure that we're doing things right. We are doing our best to do that, and I understand some of the concerns there. Made me really think about what we're doing and how we're doing it. One thing to keep in mind, no matter what, we always get a budget each year for replacement of furniture. And so we're just trying to make sure that that fits with where we are going as a school and in education. And I think it's kind of exciting to have more of a 5-year plan rather than just trying to reinvent the wheel each year. So what we've decided to do is to focus next year on 4th and 5th, and then after that, special education. And then if we have extra money after that, to try to think about what we can do for those that are interested across the whole school, whether that's putting couch type things for classroom libraries to spice up that area, which would fit with our ideas of focusing a little bit on classroom libraries this year, whether that's mobile whiteboards, or fidget seating. Those last three were the big things that showed up from our survey, and I included 3 slides from our survey just to give you an idea. So like I said, we're going to start with 4th and 5th, and then as we move forward in following years, we'll aim a little bit more at other grades too. So hopefully that makes sense, and let me know if you have any questions on that. Conference information, just a reminder that Sign Up Genius went live on Friday for parents. I looked through there, there's a lot of parents already signed up. Michelle gave you the login and password in case you need to change things for parents. Feel free to do that. I believe there's a dinner provided the second day. I know that's a long day, so I'll be checking. Actually, both of them are long days, but I'll be checking with just to confirm that with PTA also. let me know if you have any questions on that too. Hey, I forgot to say also, similar to previous years, if you'd like me to sit in on a conference, I'm always willing to do that. I'll have a Google Doc set up so that you can sign up for that if that is helpful. Readathon. The Readathon's coming up. If you haven't shown that video, the Readathon kickoff video, there's a link here to that. Also, you are still needing to decide as a grade level or team on room ideas for the end of the Readathon celebration on that day, similar to what we did last year. Just as a reminder, some grade levels might just decide to do it as a grade level because that's easier with scheduling. And some hallways might decide to do it together, such as second and third. So just know that's about an hour and a half to 2 hour celebration, just celebrating reading and different themes just to make that fun. And our Readathon rally is tentatively scheduled for 2 p.m. on October 12th. So make sure that your kids have some kind of book to bring down, and maybe we'll set with reading buddies, which would be kind of cool. Hey, something that's coming up, which is kind of cool, is on Wednesday we will have a guest presenter on Strength Finder during our staff meeting at 8 o'clock. Of course, as always, everybody's welcome. But bring your book if you're interested. Please bring your book. Something that I thought was kind of cool that I did is, hopefully we can see this, I put all of our themes in here and all of our teachers here. And what's kind of cool is it really breaks down into 4 different areas, and these are all of them, and these are how many teachers have those themes. And so kind of fun to see where we are as a whole school, see some of our strengths. Relationship building, that's not a surprise to me. We definitely have strong relationship builders in our school. There's another tab at the bottom which breaks us down by teams. And I think that's kind of cool. Kind of cool to see where we are as a whole school, and also how we are in our smaller teams and how it all fits together. So I'm excited for Wednesday to looking at how we can use that. As I've said before, it's really easy sometimes to look at what we're not doing well, but I think it's really important also to look at what are our strengths as a whole school, who are we, and how can we leverage our strengths to keep, to have the best environment that we can. So looking forward to that on Wednesday with a special guest presenter for that. Hey, we also have a few different things going on Friday. We have a tech committee meeting, but we also have an ISST presentation for those that are interested. It's optional. It's just a review of what is the ISST process at Westwood, how are we doing that, answer any questions that you have on that. One thing I always like to say, if you have concerns about a student, it's always a good idea to talk to someone on the ISST team and maybe think about starting some interventions that you can be doing in the classroom. From my experience, all of us do interventions for kids. We just don't always recognize that or always do as good a job of collecting that data, which is important. So if you have questions on that, even if you can't make that ISST meeting on Friday, make sure you talk to someone that's on the team because that helps you in the long run. And as a reminder, here's our ISST team right here. So any of those people can help you find the answers that you might need. Lighting, we continue to change those lights within our rooms. I think we are done with kindergarten, maybe heading toward first grade now. That's looking good. If you're interested in what that means, I'm sure our kindergarten teachers would welcome visitors to take a look. When I look at it, you really don't notice any difference unless you look close. So looking forward to that being completed, but we know that's going to take a while. And good to see that's getting done. Well, that's all I have. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend and that you are ready to go for another great week. Take care, everyone.